It was mentioned earlier about the foster youth internship program. I've had 2 foster youths. I've been in Congress 2 years, and every year I've taken in a foster care intern, and I have met some amazing people. I encourage all my colleagues interested in learning more about foster care, permanency, and adoption to host a foster care intern. And if you do so, you may be lucky enough to meet someone like our next speaker, Demetrius Johnson. He is an alumnus of New York City's foster care system and a CCAI foster youth intern. His congressional internship this summer was in the office of U.S. Senator Christian Gillibrand, where he researched adoption subsidies. This fall, this amazing young man will be attending New York University. His story is a shining example of what is possible when a foster youth are given the opportunity to succeed, and why we should never, never give up on fighting for families for these young people. You don't have to take my word for it. I am honored and pleased to introduce and let us meet Demetrius to see if you're not inspired by his story.
Wow. Ooh, these lights are bright. Ooh, these lights are bright up here. Good evening. It's a privilege to be here to address you all as a proud former foster youth and a recent graduate of CCAI one-of-a-kind foster youth internship, the FYI program. My name is Demetrius Johnson. I'm 21 years old, and I've spent my entire life in the foster care system. I've lived in over 25 different foster homes, experienced various forms of abuse, and along the journey, lost my birth mother to cancer. I was adopted at the age of 6, but sadly returned to the system by my adoptive mother 7 years later, as soon as I became a teenager. For years afterward, she continued to accept thousands of dollars in adoption subsidies to care for me after I was placed back into the system, but she refused to provide any form of support for me and my well-being. Sadly, my story is not unique. For too many kids across the country, this is what a normal childhood looks like. Through CCAI's FYI program, I was able to be a voice for other foster children like me. I was honored to work for the senator of my home state of New York, Senator Christian Gillibrand. As a member of the Bipartisan Adoption Caucus, Senator Gillibrand is dedicated to improving adoption policy at the federal level. I had the opportunity to work with Senator Gillibrand's staff on important issues like child welfare, education, and healthcare. While working full-time in the Senate, my evenings and weekends were spent researching and writing a policy report titled Subsidy Fraud: Exposing Adoption Subsidy Abuse, informed by my own experiences as a foster child. Having the opportunity to raise awareness about this issue on Capitol Hill was beyond inspiring. During my 21 years in foster care, I always felt like the victim, like everything that happened to me was my fault. But when I stood in front of Congress and the White House officials during our FYI briefings, I not only felt like I had triumphed over adversity, but I felt I had a responsibility to present my policy recommendations in the best way possible so that the next generation of children in foster care might have a better future. Talk about a purpose. Today, I have returned to New York City. Oh. Today, I have returned to New York City, and I just started my junior year at New York University. I am still in touch with the 11 other former foster youths that I met over the summer, and we continue to support and encourage one another. I have dreams of attending Harvard Law School in 2018, and thank you. And on continuing on my path of changing the system that raised me. I want to be a voice for the voiceless, so I'm also dreaming of running for office in the near future. The best part of these dreams is I'm no longer pursuing them alone. Despite the dark moments in my past, I've decided to give adoption another try. My adopted parents are here tonight, supporting me as they promised they always would. So please join me, we give them a round of applause. I am incredibly grateful. In just a few weeks, I'll be known to the world as Demetrius Napolitano. Thank you. When I look back on my life and know that I've been through, words simply cannot express how proud I am of myself and to everyone that believed in me. Thank you, CCAI, for your support, and to all of you for being here this evening. I stand before you tonight knowing my future is bright. I ask for all of your support to make sure that every child's future is too. Thank you, and God bless you all.